think the biggest thing is sort of to think of it as relationship building and something that you've already been doing, offline when you go to conferences and other things, that you get to know people, and that this is just another way of sort of being able to do that through, time and space not being geographically located together, that you can reach out and meet people before you go to conferences, and get to know a little bit about them so that you can have a deeper relationship.
So probably a month in, we backed up and decided, well, what are we actually trying to do with social media? And we decided that it's about relationship building. It's not about getting people to do something online. It's about building relationships. It's no different than if we were to meet on the street. I would have the same strategy. Perhaps the message might be crafted in a different way, but it's about bringing you into Miriam's kitchen and getting you more engaged in our work.
And one other lesson that we've learned is really the importance of closing the loop. So whether it's real world action, on-land action, or online action that people take, keeping them filled in and thanking them for whatever action they've taken or whatever they've done, and also letting them know the status and the progress and who else took action, and letting them kind of have control over being able to check back in and see where things are and what happened, and feel that there's momentum and results to what they've done.
And the second sort of advice I would say is that to really, to, in a sense, let go of the brand and let go of the communications department, and realize that your best advocates for your organization are not on your organization's payroll. That there are those people who are your volunteers, your supporters, and empower them to spread the word about the organization. In truth, Atlas Corps is a very small nonprofit. We only have 5 staff members right now. We're about a $500,000 nonprofit organization. But we've gone out there and we've won 5 online contests in 2 years, raised over $400,000 from these contests by asking people to get involved, to ask their friends to donate, to ask their friends to vote for us, ask their friends to come to events, that we cannot possibly, through our own networks, achieve the goals that we're trying to set out, especially the large international goals that we're trying to achieve, but that we believe by empowering other people, by asking other folks to spread the word about our organization, to acknowledge that Atlas Corps is not our staff and our team, but rather our network gives us the ability to have a much larger impact. And what's true for Atlas Corps is certainly true for other organizations as well.
Another idea that I borrow often from the Marine Corps is this idea of, and this is related to the last point, is this idea of every person or every man a rifleman, or every person a rifle person. And that's the idea that you're training a network of folks, you're giving them everything that they would need to act on your behalf in order to come together and mobilize, in some cases without you directing it. So your leadership is really about providing platform and then allowing people to build on top of that, and kind of allowing people that you may not even know to take your organization, your idea to the next level, and creating that base.
The most important piece is, in building that vision, is to understand that social media is not about Facebook or Twitter or any other brand. Think about this idea of creating value for that long-tail donor. The idea that for years nonprofits have embraced the big donor because they're easier to serve in a one-to-one communication style. You can fly a donor out and name the project after them. But the geometry says that the area in the long tail is actually larger than the area in the short tail. And so we're leaving half of the donation money, the volunteers, the advocacy, we're leaving it on the table. And so that's what the social media is all about. It's better to have 10 million donors at $10 a piece than $100 million donor. And that's because 10 million donors have friends, and they have friends who have friends. And so the question then about what is your social media strategy is, how do you create value for those 10 million donors at $10 a piece? And once you figure that out, that is your social media strategy.